welcome wherever you may be to Golden Hour in South Florida, where today's match is presented by Seminole Tribe Casino Immokalee. The forecast is sun-smothered, but the forthcoming matchup may be something with a scowl. It would be unrealistic to call it a rivalry, but assure yourself that the pleasantry will not be at the forefront. The third playing of FC Naples and Chattanooga Red Wolves in 2025. Howdy, folks. I'm Peyton Gallagher, and way back on match week 1, FC Naples started their journey in USL League One, a 1-1 draw against this very side that they see on their patch. Here today, Chattanooga Red Wolves would score first. It was a wonder goal, but late on, Andres Farine would hold his nerve from the spot, connecting and leveling things up, the first goal in the club's history. And you can flash forward to just a couple weeks ago. This would be FC Naples taking the lead early on the road in what was maybe most akin to a bog in Chattanooga. They would go up 1-0, but be hit back hard, a final score of 3-1. Also, 3 FC Naples players sent off in this game, a real clash in coming together. There have been 4 total red cards shown between the 2 games that have featured these 2 teams this year. You can expect plenty of animosity, as well as plenty of teams trying to play against the ball maybe in this contest. As you see at the bottom of the graphic, 42.9% average possession for FC Naples. That would be the lowest figure in league history if it weren't for the side that's across the line for them today. Chattanooga Red Wolves, 35.8. Both sides so lethal on the counter. We'll see who really gets the chance to play protagonist over the next 90 minutes on the horizon. As for FC Naples, there is a player to watch above them all in this particular matchup. It might be this man, Chris Heckenberg. He has the role of fireman in this group, putting things out and really able to smother danger before it gets going. Behind that line of 4, the player to watch is brought to you by Parker Hudson Homes. And on the other side of the line, Pedro Hernandez is the one in the creative department that maybe offers the most threat for Scott McKenzie, coming off a game in which he just scored against Portland Hearts of Pine and has helped this side head out to what could be a historic winning streak if they get a 4th consecutive in the league today. He scored against FC Naples in the last matchup that we just showed you a couple moments ago. And if that doesn't sell you on what's to come, I don't know what will. FC Naples, Chattanooga Red Wolves, to the top side so far in the USL League One in this early portion of the season. Folks, it's just getting juicy. I don't know why you'd go anywhere else. Action Live coming up from Florida when we return.
Hey, same shirt.
Is it?
Well, yours is new, obviously.
It only looks new. That's because he takes it to Tide Cleaners, where we keep clothes looking newer 50% longer. At Tide Cleaners, we care about your clothes as much as you do.
How's it look?
Newer 50% longer.
Awesome.
Hey, same order.
Head to my.tidecleaners.com to get started.
Luxury isn't just about where you live, it's about how you live. At Parker Hudson Homes, we craft bespoke residences where elegance meets effortless comfort. From custom builds to refined remodels, every detail is designed around you, your style, your vision, your way of living. Create a home that's truly yours and discover Parker Hudson Homes today.
Here on Florida's Paradise Coast, you can play your way. Whether you prefer an action-packed court, a leisurely round of golf, or the thrill of watching a professional soccer match, your only challenge is finding a way to do it all. So visit a luxurious playground that scores big for everything from its award-winning beaches to its incredible restaurants. Because when you want a vacation where all is perfect, only Paradise will do. Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades.
Lineups fresh from the press here in Naples, Florida. FC Naples will shuffle the deck a little bit. Matt Poland trying to find the right alchemy here, playing a back three, not something Naples have done much this year, but you can imagine O'Connor could potentially drift into that left back position at times. It's a start for Justin Weiss, partnering Carson Henderlong at the front end of things to offer some of that verticality. Maybe Henderlong and Weiss can play off one another on the counter. For Chattanooga Red Wolves, here is the setup. It's a bit short-handed, it appears. Bench only sporting 4 outfield players, but here is what Scott McKenzie is going with. It's Owen Green, as well as Declan Waters and Michael Knapp at the back. In that back three, Walefi, Wessels, and Hernandez make up that triumvirate in the middle of the park. Hernandez and Vasquez will lead the line. Matt Bentley on the bench to start this game. Something to track the leading goal scorer for Chattanooga on the year that's helped them out to this red-hot start that they find themselves on. And try to continue as we look out to live pictures here in Florida. It was raining a moment ago. Only rained for about 10 minutes. It looks like it stopped. And that's peak Florida for you. This is a game that will arrive in spurts and fits, though, if that is any foreshadowing. Once more, you're not going to find many friends on the field today if the first 2 games of acquaintance are anything to be instructive. Peyton Gallagher to take you through the full breadth and width of the 90 to come. And Luca Perpa over the ball. 2 sides in the top half of the table entering today. Chattanooga Red Wolves, FC Naples for the 3rd time in 2025. The light turns green and we are underway. Sun peeking through on a Saturday. Getting your USL League One weekends in full go. Naples have been a hard outfit to beat on this patch of grass of theirs. So far in the league, 3 victories, 2 draws, one of them secured by this very Chattanooga Red Wolves bunch. Only the single loss in the league. And it does appear to be playing as a true back three, at least in this first stanza of build-up. Red Wolves will not be the most active pressing team. They'll sit in, they'll try and keep structure, absorb the pressure, and hit out on the counter when it is afforded to them that opportunity. Slid wide. Walefi feels out the tackle on his back and about faces. Beg your pardon, that was actually Jordan Iambila that had stepped in the midfield. Hernandez. Face to face with his former teammate, Gustavo Fernandez. And that time, the new Naples man gets the last laugh. Fernandez, not a regularly tapped starter, but in the lineup today. He's not played at all the last 2 games. Oftentimes has been used this year to sure things up, protect leads late on. 14 league appearances for Scott McKenzie and Chattanooga Red Wolves last year for Fernandez. 17 overall. Down by Green, it's a faulty first touch, but kept by Chattanooga. Once more, this is a coming together of the 2 teams that sport the absolute lowest average possession totals in the history of the USL League One. Just a shade over 42% per game for FC Naples. In the mid-30s for Chattanooga. Bursting away down the far flank, Iambila slides in. It was actually Knapp that came with the cover. Now Heckenberg. Breck Evans. And just look at how compact and structured Chattanooga are in their defensive block. It's been full buy-in this year from the Red Wolves. after what was a bitter season in 2024. It was nearly a clever pass punching through. Trying to work through the clutter is O'Connor. It's back with Naples. Served in behind. And the goalkeeper, Ricardo Jerez, had to be alert. And all of a sudden, the break brewing for Chattanooga. Central space, pumped wide. Omar Hernandez, Bonnie's arriving in the box. Hernandez off the post. That was a right ripping of the ball.
Goal kick, FC Naples.
He scored a banger here only a couple months ago. Well, that memory has danced along the frontal cortex of him, you would imagine, ever since. You saw his name up in lights again. Inches, it caught the inside of the woodwork. Nonetheless, nothing more than a shrinking image in the rear view now for Naples. Onan. On course. Justin Weiss. Looks like that took a bit of a touch on the way through. Given away. Chattanooga on the charge. Shuffled wide, Pedro Hernandez. Malefi presenting at the top of the area. It's a moonshot into zone 14. Whacked it, goal, and blocked. Somehow able to hang on, FC Naples. Onan. He's gotten much better at this year. Dropping in, dropping a line, playing a simple pass, and then using speed to go and hunt for space. This time he's going to find none. Chattanooga, all 11 bodies behind the ball. Pumped into the channel and followed a play for a goal kick. USL on the CBS Sports Network kicks off the summer with a June 18th League One matchup. Forward Madison FC take on newcomers Westchester SC at 8 p.m. Eastern. Catch all the action on the CBS Sports Network on Wednesday, June 18th. Two teams in that one that are looking to find the rhythm in 2025, both with heavy expectations entering the year. Always adds that extra delicious degree when there's a touch of desperation in the game. That will not be the case here today. Both these sides in flying condition as they enter this one. This is that delivery, clutched by Jerez. It's been breakneck, 7 minutes in. Malefi stroking a ball in behind. Onto it is Josh Ramos. Guiding by his man, Ramos on a run. It falls away from Chattanooga at the top of the box. Weiss. Red Wolves hunting in packs and winning it high. Scooped up by Gustavo Fernandez, who blows a tire. The surface was recently slickened just ahead of kickoff by a brief rain shower. You've seen some players struggling with footing straight away. And a harsh foul put in at the top of the area. Gustavo Fernandez, no love lost against his former employer. Took a piece out of Zahir Vasquez. Bit cheaply given away this free kick. It could be danger for FC Naples. Our official today is Alexandra Billiter, and she blows the whistle for the first time. Now Chattanooga have had the most aerial duels in the league so far this year. Maybe a sign of their willingness to meet the ball on an upward trajectory. They'll have their chance ahead of this set piece. sun should not alter the view of Lalo Delgado too much here. Straight into the barricade. Covered for a throw by Chattanooga. Lofted in towards 18-yard area. Down by Knapp. Thought about the spectacular. Not fully done away with. Knapp! Just pushed wide.
Goal kick, FC Naples.
Michael Knapp got a clean sight of it. It was always going to be a difficult finish for him. Does have one goal in the league this year. That came against FC Naples in the last meeting. Also got sent off just beyond the 80th minute in that one. FC Naples' next home match is a big one. They take on Tampa Bay Rowdies in the Jägermeister Cup. A showdown on July 4th. Get your tickets now before they run out. It's one that fans and folks in the area will have had circled as soon as the schedule came out. Second go at Tampa Bay Rowdies this year for FC Naples, the side that took them out of the Jägermeister, I should say, the U.S. Open Cup earlier this year. Ball served in. It's a searching one onto the head of Breck Evans and jarred away. Good crowd on hand making noise. Their side under a bit of siege in the last 5 minutes though. Supporter section at the back of FC Naples as they dig the trenches ahead of what is basically a set piece. Chattanooga practitioners of the long throw. With Lofts lurched toward Chattanooga's ends. Re-entry into the box, away by Henderlong. The play is summoned back with a stoppage as the center official has seen something she didn't like. Good look at Ayambila with that wrapped hand. Missed some time with injury in the middle portion of the year on loan from Miami FC. Went the full 90, Ayambila did against Hearts. It was his first since returning from that injury. The injury report for the two sides, there isn't much on the docket. Couple players on international call-up with Puerto Rico. For FC Naples, as their sides start to fashion forward. Henderlong twisting in behind is Jaden Onan. Caught up just inside the area. Not enough there for a penalty shout. Jaden Onan, another one of the players that found the score sheet in the most recent rendition between these two. His goal was maybe the most impressive of the bunch, scoring from midfield, but unfortunately for his team, it was not a sign of what was to come. Wisely headed back to the goalkeeper. Breck Evans finding his captain, Lalo Delgado. Heckenberg on the twist. FC Naples do appear comfortable in this build-up structure. Matt Poland is quite the tactician. Youngest manager in the USL League One. Has already more than once sprung the trap on winning opposition. See if his gambit with this formational shift pays off today. A bit lazy on that pass into the center from Onan. Picked off. Wynan Wessels. Win it for his side, and now Ramos. Wessels again. Spots the wide man, Iambila. In by Iambila, it's blocked on the way. It was Andres Farin who put himself in the path, and he appears to be paying the price. Nothing will sharpen the senses like taking the ball hit hard straight to the face. 15 minutes into the game for Andres Farin. His manager said recently has really turned the corner for them, is starting to mature, has that flair and that flamboyance on the ball to make things happen as Harris is called into action. But it has been better, this Farin being, about picking his moments to try the skill as he may get a chance here. For Chattanooga throw, the keys to the match. And here is what they have on the docket. Naples, the big thing is just using movement to disorganize that lower sitting block of Chattanooga. Try and get defenders to follow up out of their natural positions and chase their markers about. Try and hit the gaps as they open from there. As for Chattanooga, the idea is force the opposition from side to side and hope eventually there's a stray pass to pounce on and get the break going. Those keys brought to you by Naples, Marco Island Everglades. Naples have been a stingy side in the first half hour of games this year. Only team in USL League One not to surrender a concession inside the first 30 of a match in league play. Talking to Matt Polans, he would say there's not much in this. I would tend to agree with that assessment, but what it's worth, even if it is just an oddity and an asterisk, they have surrendered Naples 6 goals in the final 15 minutes of first half this year. The rest of the game, they've only allowed 4 total. Still in the opening chapter here in Florida. Ramos with an overlap there. It's Wessels. Can't catch up. And no whistle is forthcoming as Ramos went down in a heap at the top of the area. Wynan Wessels, a player signed in the offseason, but starting to come into himself within this squad. Started the last 4 games in a row. His first start for the club, in fact, was against FC Naples. Onan threaded along, Henderlong dropping in and right back to Onan. Those two have formed quite a chemistry. And it lingered away from Weiss. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Brought under the spell of Jaden Onan, only to be thrust forward. Henderlong will arrive on the scene. Ramos. That's a throw-in for Chattanooga. Naples will be happy to force their opposition to play those shorter passes in their own ads. In terms of the deep dive on the analytics, this might be a touch nerdy, but probably worth considering and understanding the entire picture maybe with Chattanooga Red Wolves. They have averaged the longest average vertical pass distance of any team in the United States. That is to say, quite distinctly, they like the long ball. Chattanooga passes on average this year have averaged 13.6 yards of vertical distance. skipping a line. Wessels. Softening first touch in the center from Walefi. Ayambila. Declan Waters. Perez and Knapp. This is good possessional work from Chattanooga Red Wolves. Walefi beaming a ball down the line. Falls kindly for Ramos, who attaches himself and steps in. Ramos! What a save from Delgado! And fizzed over the bar. Zahir Vasquez took sight of it. Couldn't keep the shot down, and Delgado has one for the scrapbook. A firm paw from the captain as Ramos got the half yard onto that left foot. And if Delgado hadn't been there, it looked like Jake Dangler may have been. Sloping onto the forehead of Knapp. Henderlong inserts himself and steals it back for Naples. Farine. Luca Perpa operating in the tight spaces. Heckenberg. Seeing a lot of license for Breck Evans to jump forward and join up in the attack so far. This is where that pulling action of FC Naples is going to be so important. You'll see players swapping around rotations, interchanging to try and disorganize that defense of Chattanooga Red Wolves. Red Wolves already with more clean sheets in 2025 than all of 2024. Upending and a free kick to come. "20 minutes blinked by here in Florida. A rip-roaring pace to start. We're going now. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. But no ticket for entry into the area for FC Naples. And queuing for a throw on the home side. O'Connor. The space was quite claustrophobic. Always a good noise here in Naples. Those drums slamming on, providing the rhythm for the match. Played at a high BPM. Sharply dressed Scott McKenzie was ready with the suitcase to escape some of the weather as part of the calendar in Chattanooga, I'm sure. And of course, the man with the bunt, Matt Pullins. Always thought buzzing around in that mind. It is a bright one. Come in by way of Chicago House, previously working in the area of Naples. And he has been the perfect man for this plan and project. The home team, as Dangler was a little bit careless there.
Goal kick, FC Naples.
Nothing more than a goal kick to come. Pedro Hernandez is buzzing about though. Evans. A little bit higher line of engagement from Chattanooga Red Wolves so far. Just some tacit pressure to force the ball wide. Knapp diving in at it. Looped in towards Henderlong, who went in with not too much vim and vigor. Henderlong scoring the goal the last time out against Greenville. It seems to be the thing he does. 6 of them on the league campaign. This time he leaves a mark on the defender. Really feels like for Henderlong, Chattanooga's the only team he hasn't scored against. Put a lot of pelts on the wall so far in 2025. A big prove-it year for him after not much of a look in with Indy 11 a year ago in the USL Championship. Here's Onet. And plowed away by Ayambila. Another whistle, another foul. Looked like it was Andres Farine who was clipped. Naples will set it for a free kick. That ball is a Select ball, and Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. And that provides the instrument ahead of this free kick for FC Naples. Looks like it's O'Connor stationed over top. A venomous left foot. See if he can't wave the wand here and lift his side. A goal to the good. Naples have been devastating on set pieces this year. Some commotion in the area, and now cued into the box. And summarily dealt with by Red Wolves. Delgado is up out of the area. Only the one real chance to write home about belonging to Chattanooga Red Wolves. It was Josh Ramos who put one on frame. Held up and forced forward. Knapp is there again. Makeshifting as a center back today. Typical vocation within this team is something more of an all-action midfielder, but he has moonlit in this type of role at times this year. You can even find evidence of which dating back to last when he arrived mid-season in Chattanooga. In fact, he was teammates with the guy who usually holds down this role, Eric Kinsner, back in RGV Toros in 2023. This is clever work. Henderlong! He went for precision over power, and it nearly paid good. It was nifty work with the ball from Jaden Onen as he worked through the gears and just flicked it along to Henderlong. And it takes that little light for him to potentially puncture. Defender was touch tight, and it did not affect the striker at all. Up and away from Jerez. Free kick to come. Slowed down just a little bit over these last 5 to 10 minutes. Pretty stop and start. The physicality certainly influencing the flow of play. O'Connor Breck Evans stepping on the ball. A little spurt of possession from Chattanooga. An afterthought now, it's been all Naples. Inside unable to pattern through that far flank. And away by Declan Waters. He's going to sit up for Ramos. Raiding forward, Hernandez skipping away. Covered up, smothered by Dangler. That is a picture of what maybe has been the best center back in the USL League One this year. Fresh in from South Georgia Tormenta. He was the headline acquisition. It's been a little bit of an island of misfit toys here with FC Naples. Not a lot of established USL League One production. Everybody has worked out perfectly within their roles and has allowed this team to make a big statement so far. Certainly, you would say with some confidence, have probably had the best run of any of the expansion sides. Onen, given time and space. Heckenberg. Farine. Tried to play the risky pass into Henderlong, never got there. Malefi carved wide for Ayambila, who wriggles away from his man. Once more, Red Wolves on approach. Ayambila pushed wide, Hernandez saved again by Delgado. And play is stopped. What's happened here? Delgado got the initial touch as Ayambila raced the length of the pitch. And then play was immediately stopped. Much can be learned from where the free kick is taken. I think they might be saying the initial ball wide from Ayambila was to a man offside. A little bit careless building up. FC Naples. Hernandez spots Ramos. Ramos stepping over. Ramos again. He's undercut.
Goal kick.
The shot was wide, and it's nothing more than a goal kick. Bit heart and mouth over the last 60 seconds for FC Naples as Ramos again absolutely dusted Breck Evans. Got in onto that favored left foot. Finish was just not there. Breck Evans maybe a little bit fortunate. Dove in. That could have been a heavier price to pay. Half an hour gone. Gustavo Fernandez will set us back in motion. Down by Farine, into Henderlong. Pristine control. Popped along to Purpa. Purpa chipped into Henderlong, headed across. What a goal! What a goal! Justin Weiss, the final note in a sweeping symphony of a move. 1-0 to Naples. lightning in the build-up and the crashing rock of thunder in the final moments. Justin Weiss, his first for the colors. Hard beating hearts as that ball came down, casting heavenly glow. All he had to do was run his head straight into it. Carson Henderlong, absolutely beautiful to nod the ball across. And at the end of that rainbowing delivery, a pot of gold for FC Naples.
Goal by number 11, Justin Weiss. Assist by Carson Henderlong. Weiss, goal.
Wow, just wow. That is a hop-sized goal. It is a massive goal for FC Naples, who claim the advantage. Likely will challenge Red Wolves to come out of their shell now. Now we are into that danger area. And we talked about for FC Naples that bit of a Bermuda Triangle, if you will. Again, 6 goals conceded in the final 15 minutes of halves. That was the case after taking the lead against Greenville last time out. I should say the first half specifically has been the trouble spot for FC Naples. They quickly surrendered a corner. This corner is brought to you by Anderson. Trust your home to Anderson. Naples have already built their foundation, earning the lead. Delgado, the knuckle applied. Malefi measuring a pass into Wessels, who puts it right back wide. Ayambila took a touch on the way there. Delgado was moving as if it was heading for the target. It's another quick corner.
Kick for Chattanooga, brought to you by Anderson. Trust
And
your
there's
home.
already more corner kicks in the matter of 90 seconds than Red Wolves had the entire game against Portland Hearts of Pine last time out. That total being 1. Omar Hernandez. It's arcing towards goal, and Knapp has nailed it in. He's got a taste for goal against these guys. He scored in Tennessee, he scores in Florida, and in a matter of moments, it's eye-to-eye again, 1-1, and Michael Knapp is certainly happy to be the antagonist. What a ball, and Knapp explodes to meet it. Naples furious as O'Connor lost the tracking of his marker. Well routined and rocked home. And we start again just inside the end of the first half. Effectively nil, literally 1-1. That is a hop-sized goal, and that one won't go down as easy for Naples fans. So how does that shake things up? That's the kind of character and grit that Red Wolves have shown all year. Resilience is really the identity at this stage. You cannot speak enough of the job Scott McKenzie has done to revive this program. It looked rudderless at the end of 2024. Let go of several of its key offensive contributors in the offseason. Maeli Malongo up to the USL Championship, where he's been excellent for Monterey Bay. Siobhan Marsh, Papa Mensah. All the players that you would have put on the billboard for them last season, all out the door. And Red Wolves had a plan the whole way. They've worked it. As a foul is committed by Omar Hernandez. It was Heckenberg who paid the price. This is an important player for FC Naples, and he appears to be in a bit of discomfort here. Team's leader in interceptions with 22 on the season. And he just got stepped on, it looks like. It's a Physicians Regional Healthcare replay. It's another goal, 7 now inside the final 15 minutes of the first half. For FC Naples, it's the most in any period of play by any team this year if you are to segment it up into 15-minute corrals of content. Hernandez. Ramos. He went for the sombrero. And it's snapped back by FC Naples.
Come on, Naples! Where's the passion?
Lassoed back by Naples. Onan. Cleared by Ayambila. Straight to Fernandez. Sits kindly for Farine. Darts in and takes it back. O'Connor, he's dispossessed and pinches it right back. Perpa. Onan. Heckenberg. All defenders moving on a singular string for Chattanooga Red Wolves. Onan presenting in the gap, wide for Weiss! Make it 2! He's carved them apart! It took him a minute to get his first goal for FC Naples. Maybe only 10 to get a second. What a feed through from Jaden Onan to open up and just glance the ball into the path of Weiss, who had found the soft spot. I think FC Naples may have found another striker. I guess they might be growing them in the mangroves. It's the 2 star players that distribute a pair of goals to Weiss, who was knocking on the door. The whole thing's opened up. 3 goals, no more than 15 minutes separating them. The goal is brought to you by Hopsized. Knapp. Green. Ayambila down. He's arced it over the defender. Now arced it into the area. Off the chest of Hernandez, who takes a touch. Able to sort it out. It was Onan and Evans that came to close, but now fed in and flashed in. A wild night in Naples continues, 2-2. Pedro Hernandez punctures FC Naples, and the Tennesseans turn it up again.
Hernandez, goal. 43rd minute.
What has gotten into these two sides? The ball is measured with inch-like precision. Hernandez onto that left foot. And Pedro Hernandez gives it punctuation. We talked about how these sides like to sit and defend, right? Not the case. All I can say is this league. Henderlong. Opponent. He takes a glance. Onan's in. Jerez able to make the most of a Kide bounce. And the veteran pelts one into the sky. Ramos. Rampaging. Henderlong is back in defense. O'Connor working clear. FC Naples' next home match, that's against Tampa Bay Rowdies on July 4th. Fireworks exploding here tonight, though.
The clock has stopped at 45 minutes and official time being kept on the field. The fourth official has
I am
indicated
Bila.
there will be a minimum of 1 minute of added
It's
time.
only 1 minute of added time. Tide Cleaners stoppage time. You wouldn't call it clean for either side. The goals have been pristine, though. A couple defensive breakdowns opening the window. Naples trying to steal their nerve ahead of this long throw. It's a goal kick.
Goal kick,
Actually,
FC
the
Naples.
ending moment of a breakneck first half. And that is where we leave things. Well then, 2-2. Breathless, that man has both goals for FC Naples. Chattanooga, twice behind, twice back to level footing. And we take a breather after 45 minutes. You will not see a more entertaining half of play in this league. Everything popping off in the span of about 15 minutes. And both sides back to the dressing room to examine where they stand now. We set to step aside. Halftime coverage and contents coming your way. Picking the bones out of a half for the storybooks. 2-2 at the intermission between FC Naples and Chattanooga Red Wolves. More to come after this.
More tables, more entertainment, more slots, more fun. More than you expected. There's more in paradise at Seminole Casino Hotel in Immokalee.
Excellent stop by Delgado.
Curtain falling on the first 45, and if you're just now tuning in, yeah, it's 2-2. You read that right. Speaking of curtains falling, look behind the curtain and take an inside look at this FC Naples program with the FC Naples podcast. Sneak peek here.
And welcome into Extra Time, a weekly video podcast with Fox 4 and FC Naples, where we take you behind the scenes every week for the first season of professional soccer in Southwest Florida. I'm Ryan Kruger, and I got a chance to speak with Beto Perez. He's one of the owners here with FC Naples. The name might sound familiar. He launched Zumba, the fitness brand, more than 2 decades ago. It's taken off all across the world. But the story he told me about being a 9-year-old kid in Colombia, South America, sort of what inspired him to eventually own a soccer team.
You know what? The story of the soccer is very, very special because when I was, I think 9 years old, my mother buy my first soccer shoes. I was so excited, but I have a stepfather, and my stepfather, he say, "Why you buy these shoes? He need to buy shoes for the school, you know, other shoes." And he changed my beautiful, amazing soccer shoes for regular shoes for the school. And I was so traumatized, and I didn't wanna play. I didn't play again in my life. I was so, he break my heart, something inside that I love soccer, but I don't want to play anymore for this action. It's crazy because I love soccer when I was 9 years old, but he do this and broke my brain. Something happened there, and I didn't play. But I watched the World Cup and my team in Cali, you know. And now, when after years happened this opportunity, I say, okay, let's do it. I wanna invest the money in this soccer team.
What has been your response, and when you see sort of the reaction you're getting from the community? Because it seems like everything you're putting out there, the community's loving.
It's amazing that people buy the t-shirts, people singing, people so excited when they make a goal. I love the plan. It's like a familiar plan. I see the kids, the mothers, the grandmothers go there. My daughter go with me, and the barra means like the drummers, the guys singing the songs and play percussion there. It's like a party time, and it's very enthusiastic, and I feel so happy.
Join us every week on Extra Time.
Hey, Daddy! Wait, come back! Wait, come back, I need more help.
Take a love take a love for free.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Stay 3 nights this summer at Best Western and get $50 off a future stay.
Oh my goodness! Forward Madison finds the equalizer late!
It's inside, bang! Out in front, Westchester.
How does Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water keep you in the game? We always source our water directly from the natural spring to fuel every body, no matter how you like to move it. So whether you're chasing your goals or just staying active this summer, make sure to stay hydrated with Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Always bottled at the natural spring source.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way.
Focus!
Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power.
Whatever it takes.
Trusted for over 100 years. Tiger Balm's proven herbal blend tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger so that you can rise above pain.
Let's make a Karate Kid.
And get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Hey, same shirt.
Is it?
Well, yours is new, obviously.
It only only looks new. That's because he takes it to Tide Cleaners, where we keep clothes looking newer 50% longer. At Tide Cleaners, we care about your clothes as much as you do.
How's it look?
Newer 50% longer.
Awesome. Hey, same order.
Head to my.tidecleaners.com to get started.
Vibes are high. It's been a great game so far on this Saturday night in Florida. Elsewhere, the news and notables from around the USL League One and Championship in a big moment for the divisions as Luis Alvarez, who's been one of the best in the league over the last 2 years, gets the call, transferred to Tampa Bay Rowdies for what is reported to be the largest fee in an interleague transfer in the history of the United Soccer League. Could be an open door for the relationship in terms of business being done between the two leagues as promotion and relegation draws closer. And as for what's going on in Portland, they did just lose to this very Chattanooga Red Bulls bunch, but before that had been red hot, and that is the reason why Bobby Murphy is the coach of the month for the month of May in the USL League One. Elsewhere in CONCACAF qualification for the World Cup, Denzel Smith, Natty James, and Noah Powder all in the mix for Trinidad as they try and pursue a spot in that tournament in 2026. As for the scores and schedules from around the league, it was on Wednesday night that the league weekend got kicked off. A real barn burner, 1-1 between Spokane Velocity and Charlotte Independence, two of the top teams in the table. Last night, Union Omaha got back on their feet a bit. 2 consecutive victories for them. They take down Greenville Triumph by a final margin 1-0. They were down to 10 men for a large portion of the end of that game. And Knoxville and Richmond got started just last evening. They didn't get much further than that as that game was postponed at 1-1 due to inclement conditions. I think a goal may have broken there as well. Nothing really going right in that one. But for what's coming down the pike, here is what it's looking like, presented by Physicians Regional Healthcare System. This is the rest of the slate for the weekend, as you will see Tormenta and South Georgia Tormenta, I should say, and Texoma engaged tonight at 8:30, and then Forward Madison against Spokane Velocity at 10 p.m. with a Sunday set for you. Kicking off with Union Omaha and Portland Hearts of Pine in Maine. And then after that, Charlotte Independence will get a second crack at Greenville Triumph after losing at the last earlier this year in South Carolina. Bringing up the rear guard, it's Westchester trying to get on a good heading against AV Alta in that game. The standings as they sit around the league. This is what we're looking at coming up. And you can see the picture is starting to grow clearer in this USL League One season. And with that being said, there's plenty to look at in terms of the experience that is presented by El Jimador Spike Babidas, a video docu-series that shows the history, passion, and community of USL clubs and their supporter groups. The latest episode showcases Forward Madison and their support group, The Flock, and is available on youtube.com/USL on June 17th. Folks, take a look.
The stakes are higher. You know what's on the line. We're here to support the crest, the club, and the community.
This is what the Henny Derby's all about!
I don't know about other people, but I kind of get goosebumps.
We show up no matter what the weather is. In the snow, 35 degrees.
The club has developed, the team has developed, so has the fan base.
People in this town love this team, pack these stands out for every single game.
More tables, more entertainment, more slots, more fun. More than you expected. There's more in paradise at Seminole Casino Hotel in Immokalee.
The more you explore Florida's Paradise Coast, the more it becomes clear. With 30 miles of soft white sands, all is beachy in paradise. With endless outdoor adventures waiting for you, all is exciting in paradise. And with award-winning restaurants eager to wow you, all is delicious in paradise. So plan your visit soon, because if you want to get away where all is perfect, only paradise will do. Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades.
Luxury isn't just about where you live, it's about how you live. At Parker Hudson Homes, we craft bespoke residences where elegance meets effortless comfort. From custom builds to refined remodels, every detail is designed around you, your style, your vision, your way of living. Create a home that's truly yours and discover Parker Hudson Homes today.
Back from the break here in Florida where it sits 2-2. Here's how all that happened. A lot in terms of the highlights from this first frame. Several of them provided by Justin Weiss, who scores the first one to complete what was an epic move from FC Naples. These halftime highlights are brought to you by Lake Park Diner. Weiss gets the first. All these goals take place in 10 minutes of game time. In the 36-minute immediate response from Michael Knapp, who rises the highest just in the mouth of goal and spears home the header. Then on to the 41st minute. This would be FC Naples again, working through the gears, pistons pumping, and powered in to make it 2-1. All is right in the world for the Floridians as they finally find that goal to get right back ahead and then right back to level ground. In the 43rd, what a ball this is. An absolute peach put onto the head of Pedro Hernandez, and it's 2-2. These teams a chance to untangle that first frame and figure out where to go from there. FC Naples clinical, 67% of the possession. They manufactured only the 3 shots, 2 of them on target, 2 of them being goals. As for Chattanooga Red Wolves, they've shown their teeth on the counter. That customary number, just about 35% of the ball for them, as they have been happy to sit in the passenger seat and strike out when the field is open for them. As so too does the field open out for us into the second half. Anything is promised. It will be a wild ride over this next 45 minutes. Condition sets. A pair of goals for each of these two sides, both inhabiting the top half of the USL League One table. Once more, Peyton Gallagher with you. This winding road continues here in Naples. It's a home side. Try and grab some control against the unruly Red Wolves bunch. Down by Henderlong, who played a hand in the first goal for FC Naples. Once more, this Red Wolves team is one of the very few he has not found the back of the net against, Carson Henderlong. Now seeing them for the 3rd time here in this one. Heckenberg. We've seen Naples several times try and play that chipped-in delivery, trying to move the ball over the top of this defensive block. Onan with a 2-hand shove. That's always going to draw the whistle. Again, Alexandra Billiter is the center today. Away by Jerez. It's a throw in to come. Kept inside the 4 lines by FC Naples. Heckenberg has to work this out under duress. And holds off Hernandez brilliantly. Delgado. Dashed wide for Gustavo Fernandez. Henderlong dropping in. Perrine. Naples have done a good job of trying to drop Henderlong a couple lines, maybe pull that defense apart in that first phase of build-up. Henderlong, one of those players so dangerous. Even a deep distance from goal. Always going to carry a shadow from the defense. It does appear Naples will continue in this back 3 shape, even despite the defensive frailties it's shown, and this may be why. Onan on the prowl. And he's gone in stiffly. His second quick foul inside the first 3 minutes, and this is going to be a warning from the official. There's Ramos, who was toppled to the turf. Onan just left the leg out, trying to win the ball back. Ramos has been one of the most important additions for Red Wolves this year, coming in from South Georgia Tormenta, where he was teammates with Jake Dangler. He's averaging 20 less touches per game this year, 22 fewer passes, but despite all that, is averaging way more in terms of chance creation. Tied for the team lead in that department this year. We've seen what he can do in the face of goal already this game. A couple of key chances early on. Delgado saving the most notable. Hernandez. This is Omar. Over the head of Delgado. He's going to fall and be corralled just inside the touchline. And well won by Gustavo Fernandez. Perpa. Henderlong. What control. Henderlong again. Functioning as a midfielder. Onan and Henderlong. Cruising forward FC Naples. Carson Henderlong. Like it took a clip on its track towards goal. Naples go again. At current pace, this will absolutely likely be the highest average share of possession in a game that Naples have had all year. They do have the ability to dominate with the ball. It's just not their choice avenue most of the time. Big believers, this program, that the easiest time to score is in the 8 seconds following a trading of possession. Bila. SC Naples' next home match is a big one. They take on Tampa Bay Rowdies in a Jägermeister Cup showdown on July 4th. Get your tickets now before they run out. Vasquez breaking to the byline. He's bowled over. That's going to be the first caution of the match. We've seen red cards again in all previous renditions of this tie. First name in the book appears to be Andres Farin. It was Farin tracking. And yeah, not even close, not even a sniff of the ball. And we've seen Red Wolves cause serious danger from dead balls already in this game once. That's how they architected the first goal. See if Farin's indiscretion is something punished. Played short, it's something routine. And whatever it was, it didn't come off. It was Vasquez who slammed it straight into the body of a defender. Served in from deep. Well met. They'll skip back into the custody of Chattanooga. Another ball in. This time straight at the chest of Lalo Delgado, who's happy to settle down that particular move forward from Chattanooga. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Gustavo Fernandez. And Bila charged to take custody of the ball back. A speculative ball in behind. Bila called into action. Nap not taking any chances. Somehow finds friendly feet. Hernandez guiding a ball in behind. Delgado is there. Well, that wasn't very sporting. Onen. Straight and true onto the head of Weiss. Twisting and pivoting. Hinderlong and now Perpa. With purpose. Naples. Feeling out a chance to go ahead. O'Connor and it just wriggles away from Perpa, but back to Farine. Fernandez and Dangler. And Evans. And as it arrives at Heckenberg, I believe that's every pair of boots of the Naples persuasion having touched the ball since taking up possession. Dangler on a platter for Farine, but Bila just enough to engineer a way out. It's a throw-in for Naples. Fernandez. Dangler. Stuck to the boots of Perpa and Farine. As Farine do-si-doed by Bila. He was caught, injuring a free kick, but no booking. Beneath the hour mark. Naples turning up the heat. Two-man wall. Perez alive to any imminent threat. Bouncing up and down just outside the line. Hinderlong always a weapon, as is Dangler here. Coasting off the chest of Onen and Weiss. Now Farine. Chattanooga trying to regain the defensive structure, and Jerez calmly comes up to clutch. And creams the ball downfield. Well settled by Hernandez, who blows by Heckenberg. Heckenberg somehow just needles it away and lost his balance and looked like he was left for dead. A crucial challenge in a corner, an Anderson corner. What heads-up defending? Already once if Chattanooga scored from a corner kick. Naples in defense trying to remain taut. It's tense right now. You could hear a pin drop in the venue. And it goes crashing beyond the end line and out for a goal kick. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on 2DN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. It's Detroit City SC facing off against Miami FC on June 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Miami FC in the state, having a wonderful season to date. It's a bit of a dangerous ball. Onan, O'Connor, and at their best, this is Naples. Pretty patterns, but right on cue, it's given away and gotten right back. A diving tackle, had to get it exactly right, did Wessels, but he did. And blows one in behind, Dangler. There step for step, and escorts it out of touch. Everything left on the line. It was such good work to win the ball back from Justin Weiss, who's sitting on a hat trick now. He was quickly dispossessed out of the back by Wine Wessels. And Dangler meets it in equal measure with his defending. It's a long throw now. Declan Waters appears to be the target, who wins the ball in the air. Overhead attempts. Knapp has already scored the one. That would have outshined all. Not shy to shoot. Fernandez. That's a clever little ball. Maybe a little bit too clever. And it's a substitution. Appearing to take shape right here. And it will be the leading light for Chattanooga Red Wolves as Vasquez is given the hook. Matt Bentley on, scored against Naples in the last clash between the teams. Leading goal scorer for the club, 4 on the year entering today. A guy that, in the words of Matt Poland, with his intensity, forces everybody in defense to raise the level. He will run and then run some more and do it with a smile. And when he's worn you down enough, he will sink his teeth in. Stinging ball into the shins of O'Connor. He's able to tame it though. And now tilts the field to the wide side, and Evans. Walefi senses space. Spearman is Ramos. Bonnie's arriving in and around the area. Ramos is trucked. It's a yellow card to Evans, nothing more though. Just on the outskirt of the area. A blinding bit of skill to make his way around Breck Evans, one of the best defenders in the league in his own right. Evans was just a little bit slow to step out. Almost reaches that ball without Evans taking him off its course. Positions regional healthcare system replay. Preparing for a free kick. Our Chattanooga Red Wolves. From this particular vantage, they could either go for distribution or goal. Into the final 30 minutes. Looks Looks like Hernandez as well as Wessels. Depending on the flight path, either could be suitable. It is Hernandez over the wall. Gave a haircut to some of those defenders. Was dug out by Naples at the first blush. Owen Green. Bit of a searching ball in behind. It's taken down by Declan Waters. Declan Waters deflected on the way by Bentley and saved by Delgado. Bentley may have been offside. Declan Waters picked up a goal last week against Portland. All of a sudden, he's in the mood. Did look like Delgado had it covered, even without the redirection. That navy strip of SC Naples, one of the best in the league. You can get yours today by scanning the QR code. They've not done much losing in that shirt this year. Of course, it was the white that they wore somewhat iconically in that first game against Chattanooga.
Fans, reminder that
just say that
beverages will stop being served
it's a
around the stadium
good thing that Tide is a sponsor. See how SC Naples decides to go to the bench and alter things if they decide to stay in this back three. Only without the two players up on international duty. Neither of which are huge parts of the program right now. Really the full complement available to Matt Bolins. Different story for Chattanooga with only 4 outfield players available for substitution on the bench. One of them already being used in the form of Bentley. Given that condition in particular, you would have to imagine that Chattanooga would be happy getting out of here with a single point. Exact plan for this throw-in. Looks like some extra artillery has been put into the mix. That is one of the nice aspects of playing a back three, is that you can use one of the center backs to get ahead like this. The flick on from Declan Waters, and Bentley just a little bit late to show up. Delgado required a little bit more in this second frame. Naples yet to find that real attacking groove that they saw late on in the first 45 minutes of play. A lot of the life is just flown out of the game. A bit surprising at the tenor and intensity that we saw throughout the first half. These two sides ran each other down a little bit. Henderlong feels like all of his touches have come just inside his own half today, for the most part. Purpa. In by Purpa. Over by Purpa.
Tonight's official attendance, 3,518. Thank you, FC Naples fans, for coming out.
USL Championship and League One are on the CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Never a dull day in the USL, just across the state. You can see the USL Super League final as they put a bow on their inaugural season of operation. That game ongoing, a battle of teams Floridian, as Tampa Bay Sun tied up with Fort Lauderdale United, and there's a player down for Chattanooga.
FC Naples fans, why not plan your
It appears to be Hernandez. That's Omar, who created the chance that got it back level at 2-2.
Enjoy thrilling gaming, amazing dining, and vibrant entertainment without traveling far. Plan your staycation at Seminole Casino Hotel today.
He's been instrumental in a lot of ways in this recent run. He was the one who scored the goal. The first of the season, the first ever allowed by FC Naples on this grounds. He's been a starter in the last 3 after coming on as a sub in the sequel against Naples a couple weeks ago. And if he departs, he will be credited with both assists, in fact. The 2 goals belonging to his side as he exits the match, and a pair of changes also being made by FC Naples. Giannis Lelin is sent in, a youngster fresh out of college. Spanish player making his 4th appearance in the league. As for the home side, Julian Cisneros and Tyler Pasnick are the ones injected by Matt Pullins. Day done for Andres Farine. Also appears to be the end of the line for Gustavo Fernandez, likely signaling the change back to a back 4. I wonder if this was always the plan from Naples to try and shift the equation late on. Push for a decisive goal if the game was close. Cisneros of very vibrant outside back. Just confirmation of the substitution from Chattanooga. Good claim from Lalo Delgado as he comes down and maybe twisted an ankle. It was Bentley who was in his way. Giannis Lelin comes straight into the game. His first kick is pretty intrusive delivery into the box of Delgado. Does look like Lalo's all right. And play resuming from a drop ball. Strung along to Pasnick. Substitutions linking up there on the near side. Pasnick able to get in on the repress and was unable to gain it back. So it belongs to Ricardo Heras, one of the oldest players in USL League One history, entering this year at 39 years old. Try and provide some of that veteran steadiness at the back. This is a man who shared the field with Messi at times at international level. Step overs from Ramos. Ramos, ever the stunt man, blows by Onan. There was nobody waiting at the back post. It was a well-shaped ball. Ayambila wraps himself around it. Knapp. He gets away from Declan Waters, is picked up by Owen Green. Knapp touchline wide. License to drive. A lunging ball from Ayambila. And thrust away by Jake Dangler. Bentley. It takes a carom. It's up for grabs. It's away by Pasnick. Chattanooga starting to throw a little bit more weight around. There's Pasnick. He's made it a habit coming on. His 8th substitution appearance this year coming into this game. You can make it 9 now.
big thank you to our founding partner, Ave Maria.
A pause in play as Jaden Onan's down.
Offering a unique blend of small-town charm and
The creator-in-chief for FC Naples requiring some medical attention. It is that time of the year in Florida. There is some serious strain required from taking the field and looking at the daunting task of 90 hard-charging minutes. Naples have only made the 2 substitutions in 1 window. It did rain right before kickoff, just enough to turn the humidity up.
Naples clean on and off the field thanks to WM, our partner in sustainability. They're working hard to keep our community beautiful.
It is 81 degrees currently. There's a little bit of a breeze to lighten some of the exhaustion of the heat. Matt Poland trying to dream up a way to get his sides separated. There is his counterpart, Scott McKenzie, who's done as good of a coaching job, really. You might say the 2 coaches featured today are the 2 coaches in the front-running position for Coach of the Year. The turnaround job from Chattanooga. Matt Poland establishing the beachhead for a brand new club that did not have, at least in terms of the media perception, super high expectations coming into the year. And that great unbeaten start come back down to earth just a little bit, but Matt Poland's words, this was always going to be an important stretch of their season. When stuff got hard, his ability as a coach to bring the best out of his side and find ways for them to excel. As Rodolfo Sulia, fresh off international duty, will come back into the contest for FC Naples as Onan is done for the day.
He replaces Jaden Onan. Also entering the game, number 32, Rodolfo Sulia.
Rodolfo Sulia, the burly Berwickwa, entering the match in a pivotal point, and we'll see where. We've seen him used in a multitude of roles this year. And that is the end of the line for Justin Weiss, who contributed the 2 goals at Naples. They added to their account in this game. 15 minutes left. So Berwickwa, or rather I should say Rodolfo Sulia, back into the fray. Once more recently up with Puerto Rico in qualifying for the World Cup. Ripped away by Julian Cisneros. And that will draw the ire of the official. It looked like Cisneros may have won it cleanly, but just because of the aggression in the tackle itself, gave himself little margin for error. Ramos again, a fabulous touch, and honestly in review, did not get much of the ball there. The 4th official would have had a great vantage on that. And it's a free kick. A scary sight. This is the right kind of arc and angle for some serious chaos if Wynon Wessels can conjure the quality necessary. And by Wessels with bends, beaten back. Pasnik holding it up. He was persistent, he wins the throw. O'Connor, Cisneros, stabbed away by Bentley. This is Dangler. Julian Cisneros. Settling first touch. That's Ian Garrett. Hinderlong just has not had much easy service today. Hinderlong stepping in. He says, I'll do it myself. But laughing last is Owen Green. Hernandez blazing his own trail, held up by Heckenberg. Ramos, the ball is Velcroed to him. Giannis Lelin just got trapped beneath his feet, and on the break, FC Naples. Perpa. Nowhere to outlet to upstream. Heckenberg touching down. Feathering wide. Zulia is making an arcing run to try and find some space. Naples cautious and patient. This is Carson Hinderlong at the touchline, overlaps there. Well-weighted ball in. Coming across the goal mouth and stepped out for a corner. Naples have had no invention for most of the half, and all of a sudden, it feels like they rehearsed that sequence of passing. Synchronized swimming as they step up for this corner kick with 10 minutes left before the end of regular time. Soaked in sweat is Heckenberg. Wide eyes ahead of this corner kick. Dangler breaking free at the back post and cutting it off. Ricardo Harris. Michael Knapstown. Harris has thrown it straight out of play in hopes of eliciting a stop in the action. It's going to be a yellow card. I'm not sure if it's for the act itself of throwing the ball out, which would be time wasting, or the reaction he had. Knapp was tangled up with Dangler, rising high at the back stick. Here's what happened. Dangler never really left the ground, which left Knapp just falling in his lap.
This yellow card brought to you by the law offices of Mark L. Shapiro.
Yellow card brought to you by the law office of Mark L. Shapiro. More goals, more offense, no red cards yet between Naples and Chattanooga. That's been a common theme in the first two installations. Good sportsmanship from Pasnick, who did not have to throw it back to Chattanooga, but chose to. Alarm bells ringing a bit there. Lelin, Pasnick. Pristine pass. Cisneros tracked down by Ambila. A wise foul. It's a yellow card. Well worth it. Cisneros was off and running.
Chattanooga's number 5, Jordan Ayimba. This yellow card brought to you by the law offices of Mark L. Shapiro.
As soon as Ayambila got a chance to grab some cloth, he was always going to. That kind of heady defending, albeit a little bit speculative in one way, maybe a bit nihilistic. That's why Chattanooga have been so successful here in 2025, doing whatever they can to get back behind the ball and do what they do best, dig in, defend. O'Connor, boomeranging ball, headed on. Looping to pick it back up is Purpa. O'Connor will try it again. Coasting into the area, collision is there, Sulia down. Nothing more than a goal kick. SC Naples' next home match is a big one. They take on Tampa Bay Rowdies in a Jägermeister Cup showdown on July 4th. Get your tickets now before they run out. Naples with every chance potentially to get out of that group. Stunner of the first round, taking down Charleston Battery on this very field. Knocked down by Bentley. Bentley going for goal and going straight at Delgado. Evans. Chattanooga really getting in the face of their opponent. Not liking that very much. Was Garrett, and on the move, FC Naples. Confident, swashbuckling stuff on the ball. Knocked down by Sulia. Popped up by Sulia. Goal kick off the foot of Rodolfo Sulia. That hold-up play, though, could be of big value for FC Naples. See if he can't put something in the path of Carson Henderlong in these final 5 minutes as Ricardo Heras. A shoe appears to be untied, and of course you can't fasten that back down with goalkeeper gloves on. Life as a goalkeeper is not easy. Gotta make sure those gloves are nice and tight, and about 60 seconds, the price for that. If anybody has been around the game long enough to know how to manage these situations, it is Ricardo Heras. Chattanooga hoping to remain on this unbeaten run that they've put together in the league. Foul is given there. This would be 4 consecutive wins if Chattanooga can find a way to get out in front in the final throws. Be a league best mark for them. Exploratory pass in behind is knotted out for a throw. Owen Green, who stepped up well, asked to play center back in this one.
Substitution for FC Naples, entering the game, number 21, Mark Torres.
Naples will change it one more time. Mark Torres, very technical, ball controlling central midfielder. He runs on to provide some fresh lungs and legs as Luca Purpa heads for the dugout. Straight into Torres. It's another throw belonging to FC Naples. Henderlong shielding. Henderlong turning. Struck! Millimeters. It came close. It came oh so close. Henderlong, a bit of brilliance to whittle in, and it was hammered by Heckenberg. One more change. Grayson Mercer coming on. Only the one league appearance for him. Made his debut last game, played a singular minute. We'll get a couple more than that here. Had 8 goals and 5 assists as a senior at Western Michigan. This is first professional season. He will lead the line. Maybe a little bit of extra size in there to defend set pieces for Chattanooga Red Wolves. Mercer standing at 6'2". Heckenberg. Delgado. Cisneros. And steaming wide. Evans. Flown in over the top. Looks like Dangler pulled the bow back there. Just a little bit too much carriage for Ian Garrett. Board is being calibrated. Stiff header. Too stiff, apparently. Chance to get some numbers forward for Chattanooga. Now, we only saw the 1 minute of stoppage time added in the first half. There were 4 goals in that half. So if that is any indication of how tight the purse strings will be, this could very well be one of the final actions and opportunities. And to wet, Chattanooga pour the numbers into the 18. Must be leery of the counterattack from FC Naples, so proficient in that area. Into Tide Cleaner stoppage time. Wine and Wessels whacks one in. Knocked up, knocked out. Over the head from Declan Waters, and he had ventured into an offside position. It's 6 minutes of stoppage time. After some sliding of the abacus, that's what comes out of the calculator. Not quite sure what made this half carry on for 5 more minutes than the first one, but here we are. That's a dangerous ball. Bentley's onto it. Bentley, it's blocked. Brave defending from Breck Evans. And the game expands. Beyond the duration of the 90, it's Naples on approach. Cisneros. Look at the bodies back for the side in white. Chattanooga in full force behind the ball. And at least for now, they've beaten away the advance of FC Naples. Cisneros miles off. You saw what the idea was. Just a little bit too much wiggle in the delivery wide. Chattanooga with little to no urgency. These margins matter. Come to the end of the line in the postseason, and a draw here could be determinant for a side trying to get back in the postseason. As for FC Naples at this current trajectory, having had the lead twice in the game, they will have dropped points again. This will be the 3rd time in the last 5 games that's happened. 7 total lost. They didn't lose a single point in the first 7 games, which was such a huge part of them getting out to that really table-topping advance. It's a catapult in towards the area. Bentley is going to get there. Cut it back in, but no reinforcement in red. And skied towards Henderlong. Off the head of Declan Waters. Off the chest of Iambila. With long legs, carries by Pasnick. Leland's ahead of him, into the box! Belted back, strapping defending from FC Naples, who break the other way. Walefi stepping in. A foxy pass into the center. Even better from Ramos. Now Leland deflected! Darting wide. It's a corner.
This is the first ball into the area. Pasnik, the one pushing it away, and then Ramos no-looking that. Man on fire tonight, and Lelland's cross nearly was helped into the back of the net by a Naples player. It's Wyden Wessels, the Afrikaner, training his sights. Without swing. Ramos. And racing towards it, Zulia. Delgado cut up! Fortune favors Naples. Lalo Delgado was late to get there, and he is let off the hook. The big fella, Grayson Mercer, it looked like, just glanced it off his forehead. Gets another deflection here. Look at this fight from Chattanooga. Chasing was Lelland. Falls to Evans. Thumped ahead. Out for a throw. Being quick from Henderlong. Torres back to Henderlong, who's functioning as a winger now. On the 1-2 is Zulia, who couldn't dig it out. And then foolishly commits the foul. Naples had the number in that area, could have pressed and maybe won it. The first playing on this patch was a 1-1 draw. It was, on that occasion, Naples, the one that came from behind late. All things as they stand, it would be a single point shared once more here in Florida. Ramos. That's a cheap one to give away. It's a foul and multiple players down. It was Ian Garrett who left the leg out. Ramos has been bumped and bruised and beaten up all night long. It's not stopped him from massively impacting the game. He's opened up a window for Chattanooga Red Wolves. Naples need to be steely. A focus-fraying night in Florida. All goals coming within 10 minutes just ahead of the end of the first half. Leffy is unmarked, lurking at the top of the box. Pushed in. Too tall. Maybe one last hoof. Naples win the all-important first header. Garrett keeps it on. Dispossessed. And he commits the foul on Wessels. And that is the end. A game inside 10 minutes.
The final score of tonight's match, FC Naples 2.
2-2 at the final bell. A pair of goals from Justin Weiss.
From this match.
Bitten back twice by Chattanooga Red Wolves.
Paradise Coast Sports Complex on Friday, July 4th at 7:30 p.m. as we take
Pick the bones out of that. Scott McKenzie. His group show up on the road and show out. Show their mettle. Massive minerals from Chattanooga Red Wolves to absorb the best blow from FC Naples multiple times. Keep their legs despite a couple knockdowns in the early rounds. And it goes to scorer's decision. A tie at the end of the tale. Man of the match is that guy, Justin Weiss. You scored 2.
After
What
90
is
minutes of play,
tantamount to
2
the
goals
starting
apiece
debut for
FC
him
Naples and
in these
Chattanooga.
situations?
13 shots for
Yeah,
the Red
you're
Wolves,
going to get that
5 for
designation.
FC
That's
Naples,
brought to you by Waste
1 corner
Management.
for FC Naples.
And the highlights from that contest and the play of the match. Weiss, so good as he stings at home. The Physicians Regional Healthcare man of the match there on the save of the match came early. Valalo Delgado getting down over that right-hand shoulder and turning that one away. Chattanooga all game long peppered the target. That was the cleanest look and a sign of things ahead from Ramos. We'll continue to sort things out on the other side of a break as this one finishes 2-2 here in Naples. Chattanooga Red Wolves steal the point on the road.
Excellent stop by Delgado.
Here on Florida's Paradise Coast, you can play your way. Whether you prefer an action-packed court, a leisurely round of golf, or the thrill of watching a professional soccer match, your only challenge is finding a way to do it all. So visit a luxurious playground that scores big for everything from its award-winning beaches to its incredible restaurants. Because when you want a vacation where all is perfect, only Paradise will do. Naples, Marco Island, and the Everglades.
There you have it, 2-2. All goals scored in the matter of only a couple moments just ahead of halftime. And Naples, once more on this ground of theirs, find themselves in a draw against Chattanooga Red Wolves. Here's how all that went down. The full-time highlights brought to you by Maxwell Mortgage Team, financing the world one loan at a time. This was good for the price of admission. Carson Henderlong concluding what was an expert move from end to end. Weiss barrels in and breaks through. 1-0 there. Naples, as they've done all year, find a way to get ahead. And the usual script in this situation is Naples control the game and strangle it. That would not be what is on the cards today, as Nap breaks through right back and makes it 1-1. Naples did not duck their head though. Onan deflecting one into the path of Weiss, who got his second. Just like that, it's 2-1 in this situation. Ricardo Jerez with no chance there. Only 2 minutes later though, Chattanooga will break into the box once more, and it's an effortless header by Hernandez, who gets another. As this on the season is his fourth, only scored 1 in a particular season in his career. The full-time stats brought to you by Arthrax. 19 shots for Chattanooga Red Wolves. 6 on target. Naples score the 2 that they put on frame, and that is the story of the game. Only 32% of the ball. That will at least help the possession numbers for SC Naples. Chattanooga continue to be the most against the ball team in the history of the USL League One. That is below their season average at 35% coming into the game. 32 on the day. The standings as they sit after that one, brought to you by Waste Management. Here's what the table is looking like right now. Spokane leading the way on 22 points, having played Charlotte Independence in the midweek. Naples remain at third, as do Chattanooga. 17 on the year for them. 1 Knox quick on their heels. They will see them in a couple weeks' time, July 5th. Chattanooga will play in-state rival 1 Knoxville as the table really starts to come to fruition. What a great season it is shaping up to be, as was this game. And folks, we thank you for taking the ride. It certainly was one. Ramos and the Red Wolves right in the thick of things in 2025. FC Naples unable to hold on as this game comes to conclusion at a final score of 2-2 in Florida. For our entire lovely crew here, I've been Peyton Gallagher. Folks, the USL League One season continues. We'll talk to you soon.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.